Ford Field in Detroit. This is the National Football League. Joe Burrow and the Detroit Lions taking on Spencer Rattler and the New Orleans Saints.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said. The key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
The punter, Jack Fox, has us ready to go, and we are underway here at Ford Field. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their new quarterback, first-year signal caller out of South Carolina.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Throwing on 1st and 10, Rattler. There's a short one caught by Johnson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
The throw over the middle taken in, and he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. But give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has, and if he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Down to the 42, second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
This is 2nd and 8. Now Rattler. He completes it to Wilson. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, They kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Tackle made that time by Aleem McNeil.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And the Saints are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Adam Prentice, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Groupie able to add the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. And sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
A first carry now for Craig Reynolds. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Burrow will throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's Demario Davis navigating his way into the backfield for a tackle for loss.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Burrow looking to pass. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be third down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
On third down, Burrow targets and finds Reynolds once more. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Burrow. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And that's complete to Adams. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 23. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that's one way, and a good way to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
Being chased out left. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And in for the Lions touchdown. Davante Adams from 13 yards out. And the Lions are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Okay, the highlights are going to show the guy throwing it, the guy catching, and ended up in the end zone. But how about those big guys up front that allowed that to happen? He had a ton of time to throw the ball.
He did. There's 2 sides to that coin, though. The O-line was great. D-line not very good.
And as well as coverage, because now you're really stuck in a bad spot. That much time to throw the ball, someone usually comes free.
Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And Devontae Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
First down, here's Rattler. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Right. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. From the gun, here's Rattler. Eluding the press, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Third down and 13. Kamara up the middle. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So on 4th down, Matthew Hayball out to punt for New Orleans. Taken from just outside the 30. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Lions will take over. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now it's Burrow. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And this one is incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Right, 80.
Here's Burrow. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
first down. Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
To the air again, Burrow. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 10 more there and another first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's a fake on the jet sweep and a run up the middle with Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now it's Burrow. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 25-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On 2nd down, Burrow. Slant to Adams. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
A run here on 1st down with Reynolds. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. George Kittle from 8 yards out. And the Lions have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
Sometimes when I see these types of plays executed, I think of basketball. Guys boxing other guys off to go out and get a rebound.
And he got the rebound right there. But the defense was really placed well.
Yeah, they were right there. I mean, that's where it's really tough for a defender. When you're in the right spot, you're draped on the guy catching the ball, yet he still comes down with it.
Now for the point after. He's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll throw. Here's Rattler. They'll get this out to Kamara. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Rattler wants to throw it. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 1. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Here's 2nd down. Throwing once more, here's Rattler. And the catch made by Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs a fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Juwan Johnson. 42 yards. And the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. And what a throw that was, Charles. You think about the situation, close game, 4th quarter, rookie quarterback. He doesn't seem fazed one bit.
So much for bright lights, big city, and will he wilt? Not at all. The stage not too big, the moment not too big at all. They needed points on that series, and not only did he produce a touchdown drive, but how about finishing it off with a big play that only adds to the momentum that they've already established.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And able to get this out to the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
2nd and 6 coming up. Burrow. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Here now, 3rd down. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The New Orleans offense set to take over. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines. But then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them in bounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. To the air is Rattler. That's caught by Wilson. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. They'll try and throw with Rattler. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fielded at about the 28. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw pulled in by Kittle.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Burrow.
Looking deep for Adams.
And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Throwing, Burrow. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle.
And this is going to be intercepted. Oh, and you can forget overtime. This is going to be a safety in the final minute of the game. Oh, my.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.
From Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Michael Penix and the Atlanta Falcons versus Carson Wentz and the Kansas City Chiefs.
But able to slip across the 35.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from Atlanta.